In the pursuit of happiness, man has always forgotten that we in this world are just guests, that the universe existed millions of years before us, and will exist millions of years after, being a stable and self-sufficient organism protected from destruction by the laws of the balance of the universe, which are otherwise called karmic laws. In fact, it is impossible to cover all the laws. Differentiation will occur constantly from macro to micro principles and back. And naturally, at the micro level, many laws are very flexible in different conditions. Of course, it is possible to identify some fundamental ones, but they will not reflect the fullness of the universe and infinity in manifestation, but only the part that a person can comprehend or has already comprehended. The basic laws of the universe that everyone should know. The law of unity. Everything is part of one whole, and therefore everything in the universe is one. Everything that exists in the universe is interconnected, interdependent, and interpenetrable, which means that everything affects each other. The law of evolution. Everything in the universe does not stand still. Everything develops. Everything that does not develop self-destructs. Everything that exists strives for more perfect forms of its expression. The law of hierarchy. Everything in the universe, in space, in the universe is subordinated to one goal of development and improvement. But development would not be possible if there were no law of hierarchy. Everything in the universe is subject to this law. The basic principle of the law of hierarchy is that the higher leads the lower, enlightening and guiding it, and the lower honors the higher. The law of the spiral. The basic principle of the spiral law is that development occurs spirally, manifesting itself from lower forms to more perfect forms if this movement is evolutionary, and vice versa. If it is involutional, it moves spirally downward. The law of analogy. The basic principle of the law of analogy is that each subsequent phenomenon or object in the spiral of development is similar to the previous one, but not identical to it. The subsequent phenomenon, absorbing the best of the previous one, is not its exact repetition. The law of rhythm and cycle. Everything in the universe is subject to rhythm and cycle. Every phenomenon in the universe has its beginning and end. A cycle is a circle of some phenomenon or action. The alternation of repetitive cycles forms a rhythm. The law of karma. The law of karma is the unshakable law of cosmic justice. The basic principle of the law of karma: there is no effect without a cause. What is the cause? Such is the effect. This law establishes responsibility for all actions of a person that he did or did not do. A person's life, his good luck and failures, happiness and unhappiness are consequences generated by the person himself. The law of reincarnation. In the course of cosmic evolution, any form of life is reincarnated from an old form into a new one, up to and including the atom. Life develops endlessly. The law of pairs of opposites polarity. Any phenomenon in the universe has two opposite principles, which are the main condition for the existence of a single thing. Day-night is exactly a day, man-woman is exactly a person, and so on. The law of consonance. One of the greatest cosmic laws. It is universal. The great law of consonance governs the world. The basic principle of the law of consonance is like attracts like is known by like, and all living things will resonate with the world outside according to their correspondence. This law is manifested in the movement of planets, in plants, flowers, trees, the plumage of birds, the coloring of fish, in the structure of animal bodies, in a healthy human body. The law of free will. The law of conscious choice and responsibility. The Lords of Wisdom endowed man with reason and at the same time with freedom of will. Every person in any life situation is faced with a choice, and this choice depends only on him, respectively. Everyone is responsible for their decisions and actions. The law of sacrifice. The law of great sacrifice is the great law of the cosmos. Everything in the universe obeys the law of evolution, but evolution is not possible without sacrifice. The law of sacrifice teaches that there is no evolution without sacrifice. In order to achieve anything, it is necessary to sacrifice the personal. The law of symmetry of the planes of being. The immutable law of sevenfold lies at the heart of all the creations of nature. Each layer, or plane of existence, is septenary, i.e., everything in the universe has its own septenary structure. The law of equilibrium. Any thing, event, phenomenon has two opposite poles, at the central point of which is the great calm, the point of equilibrium. There is no law of meanness in our world, but there is a law of justice. And it lies in the fact that for each of our movements, actions, and thoughts we will bear the answer. Here again, the law of conservation of energy works. Justice lies in the fact that there is complete freedom of choice for every being. Based on this, everyone is free to do whatever they want, but you just need to know that you will have to pay for everything. Someone will call the payment a punishment, but in fact there is no punishment, there is only a consequence. If a person is willing to take responsibility for his act, then he will not perceive the consequence as punishment. Many people can tell, I don't know anything about the law of justice, so it doesn't concern me. But after all, probably everyone knows the expression, ignorance of the law does not absolve from responsibility. Some may say that this is not fair, but in fact, life of consequences directs each of us to awareness, so that we have a desire to learn the laws of life. Many people believe that the word law means the laws of the country's constitution, which cannot be violated. But the laws are only the laws of life. Everything else is just rules. The rule can be broken. The law, with all its desire, cannot be broken. Try to break the law of attraction. Will you succeed? Definitely not. Therefore, in order not to even try to break the law, it is advisable to study it first. Ignorance of the law of attraction will not free you from the consequences of jumping from a great height. Therefore, the law of karma, the law of justice, can also be called the law of equilibrium. In the word balance, there is already a clue, as well as scales. That is, everything in the world should be in balance. Everything should be in order. And the bottom line is that there is no way to circumvent this law. There may be a question here. Why? But because each of us simply has a perfect accounting mechanism built into our genome, and it works with amazing accuracy. Therefore, such speeches, "I will do it, because no one but me will know," are not relevant. What only you will know is enough to get the consequence.